Peace, peace. What's up? This is Common, and you are now rocking with Hard Knock TV. Y'all stay in tune. Love.
The title of your new album, Nobody's Smiling. Can you walk me through the inception of how that came to be?
I was sitting in the basement with No ID and Mike Chavez, and we were talking about what the album should be. And I had this rap, and they was like, man, you could come harder on the rap. I don't know who threw out the term "nobody's smiling," but that phrase just came out there. Whoever thought of it, it came from when Rakim said, "I'm in the ghetto, nobody's smiling." When we continued the conversation, it was like we started talking about what was going on in Chicago, and honestly, like how some of the younger audience might feel disconnected to some of the music I put out, or just some of the music that people from my generation had put out. And I was like, man, that's funny, because I've been around some young people, and I feel like I'm just like them, you know what I mean? And I come from where they come from, and I ain't really, like, I'm not a person that's like, looking down or like, man, I know more than you or da-da-da-da. It's just like, I'm from where you from. So anyway, like, that was really the seed of it. And the Nobody's Smiling title really was like, became more of a call to action, and saying, hey, this is what's going on, y'all. Like, at one point we was thinking like, man, this album could be a what's going on, like Marvin Gaye, or how Nas Illmatic takes you to Queens, New York, and you know what's going on there. I wanted this album to take you to Chicago. But Chicago is really just a microcosm of inner cities in the United States. And Nobody's Smiling is a call to action. It's more than just the album. It's the movement. And this movement is about like creating change for people, like creating jobs for people, creating programs for younger people, like creating like better situations, working to improve education, all the things that, some of our, I don't know, forefathers, but people that came before us, some of the people died for and fought for. Right. We want to continue the legacy as far as standing up for that.
I'm curious, as music veterans in Chicago, have you got a chance to sit down with the Kanyes and the Lupes and the Twistas and really figure out how, as a community, we can impact what's going on in Chicago?
We haven't all sat down at the table, but I mean, Lupe does the work, man. Kanye has a foundation that he's doing the work. I got to give it up for Rhyme Fest, because Rhyme Fest is in the field more than me, more than like he's in the field. So like, and then I'm adamant about it. I got my Common Ground Foundation, but I'm like looking what more can I do, so we have connected, because Kanye's foundation and my foundation was part of the reason that we teamed up with the city and the Chicago Urban League to help get jobs for young people. 20,000 jobs was set for young people during the summer, and we're hoping to get it throughout the year. Because one of the things that I've noticed when I talk to the youth is that, and people in general, man, they need money. So some people are like, man, we can just get a job that can help keep you out of trouble. Think about it. When we got something to do with ourselves, it helps keep us out of trouble. Like, me working on this album kept me out of some trouble,
I'm curious, how do you feel about the term Chiraq?
I mean, I like it because it's like, I like it the way it sounds. Like, it's hard, but I don't like the fact that the city is living up to the term, like, I don't, like, if we were just calling it Chiraq and, like, we didn't have the amount of murders we have, then I could feel like, I wouldn't even think twice about it. But more than the name, I want to like cure the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because we can still call it Chiraq, but hopefully we get the murders down. Because people call Philadelphia Illadelph, or you can go to some place in there call it Beantown or whatever. People had their killer names for their town, but when you really living up to that, you don't want you know, that's not a good situation. So I want to get to the real problem more than even just the name.
I stood over him, his life is over then. Now these keys got me locked up with older men. Thought these was the keys for me to roll a Benz. They ended up being the keys for my life to end.
The first track you released for this album is Kingdom.
Yeah.
There seems to be a double meaning there, playing words as far as kingdom, salvation, and also kingdom as far as hustling to get your peace.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit about that duality?
When I first heard the sample, because No ID was doing the sample right there, he pulled the sample up and started chopping it up. And I automatically thought about, because the sample saying, help me get the keys to the kingdom. I had to think about salvation and God, because it's a spiritual song. But I was also thinking about when you're on the street, and your salvation may be just survival at that point. And you may not have had the time and energy to always think about God. That don't mean you don't think about him at all, but you may not think about God as often as someone who is in a better situation, like can. So I was thinking about that and also writing about how sometimes our keys that we feel like the keys on this earth, like say, I feel like one of my biggest keys is success, like getting money. Is that really the key to salvation? You know, that's what I was writing about when I thought about that.
Somebody who you worked with on that track, and also another time the album, is Vince Staples. How did you guys hook up?
Well, I met him through Dion, through No ID. No ID played me some of his music, and I was like, man, this dude is special. Like, this dude really can rhyme. Like, so I was like, man, Dion was like, man, we should get him on the song. I'm like, yeah, let's get him on the song. So Kingdom was the right song for that. And I heard Vince's verse. Because see, Vince brings that, he brings a street element, he brings like a truth to him. He got like, he can rhyme dope, like his patterns be dope. You don't even expect where he go rhyme at. And that's always something I loved in hip hop, is where you just don't even know where the person gonna rhyme, you know. He has that. He's just a special individual. So, I mean, he on 2 songs on the album. He on the bonus track and on Kingdom, which is the first single. So he gotta be special.
Sweet Lord Jesus, tell the police is to let a nigga breathe. My sinning father, see, gotta send me by the sea. See my niggas trying to eat whatever's on your plate. Save some for me.
One of the names that I was hoping to see on the track listing, which I didn't, but I'm wondering if you guys had a chance to build, is Chance the Rapper.
Yes, man. Chance is first of all, I like what he does, man. He's like a innovative artist, man, that's not afraid, man. I really like that about him. And we actually had we were working on a song, but it just didn't turn out exactly the way I, wanted it. So we gonna work on another song. Okay. Yeah, but we are like, coming. Yeah, something coming. But that's my guy. I got love for Chance, and I think I support him 100%.